This morning has actually flown by, and it's now time to introduce our final speaker, Michael Cohen. Michael is known as the Tech Rabbi. He's a designer, educator, and this is the best part, a creativity instigator. His mission is to help educators around the world reveal their own creative abilities so that they can empower students to solve interesting problems and become positive contributors to our global society. Now, when Michael isn't traveling the world sharing his message, he serves as the Director of Innovation for the Yeshiva University of Los Angeles Boys School. And want to know something? Yes, let's give a round of applause. And want to know something else? He's also been an ISTE member since 2012. So please join me in welcoming Michael Cohen.
Good morning, ISTE. How are we doing today? Are we awake? I received an email. Now, it wasn't one of the 50 emails letting me know that policy and privacy has been updated. It was an email from a student. And I know we get a lot of emails every day, but this one I wanted to read to you. It goes like this. So I just thought of an idea for an invention that would be absolutely wonderful. But I immediately dismissed the thought because it's not possible and I won't be able to do it. Then I thought of you and how you don't dismiss creativity. So I wanted to let you know and see what you think. Are you in school today? Thank you for the inspiration. 4.0 plus GPA, honors, AP courses, award-winning essays. This was the student that sent the email. And it's this email that reminds me why I do what I do every day. This student lacks creative confidence, and because of that lacks creative capacity. And he also lacks belief. In education today, there's so much energy invested in helping our students acquire knowledge and acquire skills to succeed in life. But how much time is invested in giving our students the opportunity to engage with the abstract, the unknown, and the unscripted? Innovation is not achieved by knowledge and skill alone. It's through having belief in yourself, belief in others, and a belief in something bigger than us. We need to give our students the courage to believe that they can create incredible things in the world. So to do this, we need to give them the space, and ourselves as well. Sometimes we forget ourselves, right? It's all about the students. What about us? The space to experiment, the opportunities to take risk, and to leverage that knowledge and those skills to do something about those light bulb moments. Edison was not trying to invent the light bulb. He was trying to invent the ability for the world to see in the dark. So what abilities are we helping our students develop? How are we helping our students find their sweet spot in the work that they do? Where it's not just about the money, but it's about what we love to do and what the world needs. For some, education is a career. But I know that everyone in this room right now, it is a calling. It is something that we do because we love it, and it's something that we do because we know that we make a difference. So how can we help our students hit this sweet spot, and how can we strengthen our own sweet spot as well? So I wanted to share a couple things about the world of design. We're all educators, but we are also all designers. We design every day. Lessons and learning experiences, our classrooms. So much of our practice is engaging in design processes. Because what's design all about? There's a problem, there's a challenge, and we need to fix it. Sounds familiar? Each and every one of us has this capacity, and many of us do it every day without even realizing it. But it's there. And I believe that every educator is a designer for someone, including ourselves. In 2009, I entered the world of education. And I never considered myself an educator. I was a designer, a creator, a visual storyteller who happened to teach others about good design, or at least I strived to. And in 2011, I was offered the role to become a director of education technology. And at that moment, I had to make a decision: design or education. And I chose the latter. And I spent years trying to fulfill a vision of meaningful and intentional uses of technology for teaching and learning. But then I realized something, and that was that I didn't have to make a choice. So in 2016, I left my school, and I started to travel the world and engage with incredible educators, leaders, and students. It gave me an incredible sense of gratitude and a new perspective in the work that I was doing. And it also reignited my passion to try to contribute something great to education. So in December of last year, I became a director of innovation at Eula Boys High School. And I was charged with creating programming around entrepreneurship and creative thinking, creative problem solving, to provide our students and our teachers a space to try new things and mess things up and figure out how to make those mess ups even better. Because creativity is a mindset, not an art set. It's not an expression, it's a way of thinking. It's a way of looking at ourselves and the world around us and figuring out how to notice things that might not be obvious to others and use that perspective and that awareness to solve the problems that we see in the world. But sometimes our creativity is purged by the fear of being judged by others. Think about a moment in your life. Maybe you were in 3rd grade, maybe you were in university, maybe it was last week. And someone turned to you after you'd created something you were proud of, and they said, "That's no good. That's not gonna work. That will fail." How did that make you feel? Sometimes that person judging us is ourselves. We need to overcome that. And to do that, we need to explore. Now, exploration is not a free-for-all. You have to have the right tools, the right resources, the right team, and the right mindset to succeed in your journey. So think about, what does exploration look like in K-12 education today? What does it look like in your school, in your classroom? Is it an after-school program, a lunch elective, or is it 20% time where we're giving our students the space to figure out their passions and do something about them? Wherever we start, and I hope we will start, and maybe we've already started, we have to believe that we are helping our students on an incredible journey for life. So I want to share a video of a journey of some of my students.
Entrepreneurship is something that I look forward to every day, I walk into the classroom, I'm excited, I feel inspired, I'm confident.
I could do these amazing creative things that my other classes in school don't really enable me to do.
I'd say it's coming up with my idea and then kind of like talking about it with people and saying like, and then those people kind of say like, you can go through with this, like this is a good idea.
When I had my first interview for a podcast I'm trying to start, and it was with this really big, successful name, and I was just smiling ear to ear the entire time.
It's a culmination of months' work, and just finishing it is like such a rewarding feeling.
I was actually in a meeting recently where there was a studio executive, and at first I was debating if I should go talk to him or not, but at the end of the day, I remembered that what was entrepreneurship all about.
The hardest part of the class is probably learning to be on your own, where in other classes, maybe the teachers will hold your hand a little bit and they'll help you out, but in Entrepreneurship Studio, the goal is to learn your own creative thinking.
I think the hardest part of the class is time management, because you're not really in a scheduled class. You have to do a lot of it at home, and you have to like juggle it around with other homeworks that you have.
I'm working on an app, which my goal would be to use. I'd want Snap to use it. Snap is a government organization which helps distribute food to people who are on Snap. So what I want to do is I want to make it easier to organize their schedule of what they can buy. I personally know that it's really, really hard to be organized. And I can only imagine like people who need to organize their schedule for what they can eat for an entire month. That must be incredibly hard.
I'm excited to use the real-world skills that Rabbi Cohen taught me throughout the year. And I'm really excited for that because I know that that's going to take me to a new level.
These students inspire me every single day. That spark is the spark that we all have. Creativity isn't something that you get. It's something that you reveal. But it's not easy. There is this overwhelming voice inside your head sometimes, I even get it, that says that you have to create something from nothing. But many times, it's even more impactful to turn something into something more. King Solomon famously said, "There's nothing new under the sun." He wasn't referring to the next iPhone or the next unknown. He was referring to the ingredients that exist in the world, and it's up to us to find them and put them together into something meaningful. It requires a shift in perspective of how we look at our tools, our resources, our collaborative practice, and how we start. Sometimes you just have to start. Disclaimer, you will fail. I fail. Our students will fail. When failure is part of a journey and not a destination, it can be used to give strength to an even more incredible outcome than was previously thought possible. It requires reflection because it's not just first attempt in learning, it's being able to build a new perspective and a new way of thinking and how we look at failure as something that helps us with success. And since this is an EdTech conference, we need to talk a little bit about technology and how we are taking our 20th century tendencies, this horse and carriage model of education, and are we just slapping rockets and roller skates on it and calling it 21st century tools? Or are we actually figuring out ways to empower our students to become authors and creators of awesome? I look at the ISTE standards and how they've evolved from this mastery of technology to who we and our students can become because of the technology that we engage with. Whether it's innovative designers or becoming collaborators on a global level, these new standards offer a new perspective of how we are able to help our students and empower ourselves. We have to teach our students that learning is not confined to the four walls of the room, but that a classroom is found everywhere if you look at it right. And as educators, we love this phrase, lifelong learning. And Ariel, the student on the video, and I are launching a podcast in the fall, and we're interviewing these incredible creative people in different industries. And time again, what is it that they say? They say they never stop learning. Learning isn't this linear process, but it's something that has to be constant. We also have to help our students understand that perfection should not prevent them from producing and publishing work that will be valuable for others. We have to show them that intentional design processes can help them help others, and that their knowledge and abilities give them that ability. And in the words of Seth Godin, we have to ship it and get our work out there in the world. I believe that creativity is strongly rooted in goodness, kindness, strong moral character, and the desire to help people. That is where that creative, innovative practice thrives. Creativity is social. It's collaborative. And so I ask you, fellow educators, colleagues, and friends, how can we turn 20% time into 100% time? Thank you.